We go to the guest line, and we bring in our guy, Rob Dauster, the co-founder of the Field of 68 and Shoot Your Shot Productions. You can find him on Twitter at Rob Dauster. He's a little bit under the weather. Some say he has not stopped drinking in the 48 hours since UConn's win over Duke. Going to ask you about that in a second here, Rob, but otherwise, how the hell are you, brother?
I'm great. I need to quickly change the hat that I have on here. Just, the top dogs. I don't know if you can see that right there, Brad. I don't know if you can see it, but that G right there is a 6. You know what that 6 stands for? 6 national titles. You know what the last one they got in 2024, what happened during that run? We don't need to talk about
I remember.
I
remember. Thank you.
You can
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. The haymakers are already flying here. I'll never forget, too, watching that game, and I threw in the Rocky gift. Throw in the damn towel when UConn just blew the doors off of Illinois. We got the rematch coming up on Saturday. And so it's you versus Brad. Rob, your Huskies, the miracle comeback on Sunday. I mean, erasing the 19-point deficit, capped off with the Braylon Mullins stunning logo 3 with less than a second to go, sealing Duke's second straight collapse in as many years in March. What did you make of the final play? Is Cayden Boozer to blame? Should he have held the ball? Do you think it was the right decision to pass the ball forward? And after another Dookie collapse, I mean, how do you view Jon Scheyer as a head coach? He's starting to rack up these collapses in the big dance.
Yeah, I don't think that this was Cayden Boozer's fault. Like, that last play obviously did not go the way they wanted it to go, which is what goes without saying. But they didn't lose that game because of the last play. They lost that game because they blew a 19-point lead. And that wasn't just Cayden Boozer. That was Cam Boozer. Wasn't able to get past Terrace Reed, who was immense. Think about it like this, right? The best player on the floor on Sunday night was Terrace Reed on a night where the National Player of the Year went for 27, 8, and 4 assists. Okay. It was the fact that they weren't able to get the shots that they were getting in the first half. They had a game plan. It started out, UConn tried to go one-on-one against Cam Boozer. That was a disaster. Then they tried to double team Boozer with Terrace Reed coming over, and they had the weak side, the guy in the corner, drop down and cover the other big guy, and he's just picking off the weak side corner. Cayden Boozer hit a 3. Tommy Lloyd hit 2 of them. That was a disaster. And then UConn just said, all right, Terrace, it's your job. You got to go. That guy right there, the National Player of the Year, the best player in college basketball, you got to go stop him. And he did. And that was the difference in the game. The blame on Cayden Boozer, I think, has been too much. I also, I know that it's very easy to dunk on Duke, and everybody kind of hates Duke. And the trendy thing to do right now is to be like, Jon Scheyer's the choke artist, and he gave this thing away, and this and that. And the dude is 70-7 in the last 2 years. 70-7. And yes, there have been 4 games where he blew double-digit leads. Those are the only 4 losses that they've had since last January. And in that game, Cooper Flagg had the flu. So if you take the last time that a healthy Duke team lost a game that they didn't lead by double digits, was all the way back when Duke played Kentucky in the Champions Classic last season. The 4 losses that they've had since then have either been their best players been sick, or they've blown a 13, 14, 19, or 17-point lead. And it's very easy to say, yeah, they blew these leads. You got to get the leads. And you built those leads against really good teams. I think, if anything, it's kind of become a mental thing for them and a mental hurdle that they're going to have to get past. And until they do it, that is going to be the talking point. I said this last year, that until Jon Scheyer does this, until he wins a championship, the talking point is going to be he can't hold leads, he blows leads, even though he's 70-7 in the last 2 years. But the national media at large, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking more about the First Takes of the world and the people that swoop into college basketball this time of year, they're going to spend all this time questioning Jon Scheyer. I think it's absolute lunacy to question Jon Scheyer. There's things that he's got to fix. He's 4 years into the tenure, replacing the greatest to ever do it. And he's had the best team in the country 2 of those years. And he made a Final Four 1 of those years. He made the Elite 8 2 of those other years. Like, what he's done is incredible. I'm not banging on Jon Scheyer for that. He's got to get this thing figured out, and it's starting to become a trend. But Jon Scheyer is a very, 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 very good coach. And I've said this, you heard me say this before, Brad. My question is not whether or not Jon Scheyer wins a national title in college basketball. It's, does he win a national title before an NBA team gives him a bag that's so big he can't say no?
Yeah, it's a very valid point, Toss. And by the way, can't wait for our mud wrestling match in front of a packed house as you are going to be rooting on your UConn Huskies and my Fighting Illini. We're going to dive in that matchup here in a second, but I got to.
Brad, we need skin in this game. We need something on the line.
Whoa.
Okay, all right. Well, let's do this. Let me pivot. Let's ask you about the game right now because I got a better question I was going to introduce, but you want to dive into it immediately? Let's go with the chase. Zeroing in on the Saturday matchup, my beloved Fighting Illini, back in the Final Four for the first time in 21 years, clash with your adored Huskies. Oh, they're cute little puppy dogs. Placing your allegiance to the side for a second, if you can do so. How do you see the second game shaping up differently from the 13-point win by UConn and MSG in late November, or is it going to be more of the same? So, again, bury the bias, break the matchup down between Illinois and UConn, and then you and I can talk side wager.
So I watched the first game that they played, and it was a complete waste of time. Mahalo Petrovic played like 18 minutes. I forgot he was the thing. They have a guy named Brandon Lee on the roster. I didn't know who he was. I was watching the game. I took a picture of it. I sent it to the Tulip. I said, who is this? who is this guy? I didn't know he was a player. You had Terrace Reed played 10 minutes coming off the bench. Braylon Mullins played 15 minutes coming off the bench. They were both coming back from injury. Keaton Wagler played 14 minutes. Kai Boswell was the best player on the floor, and it was a complete waste of time looking at that first game because these two teams are nothing like they were then. I think that this matchup is going to come down to two things. One, how Keaton Wagler deals with the ball pressure of Silas Demery. Silas Demery is an elite on-ball defender. Keaton Wagler is an elite on-ball player. That's strength against strength, right? Whoever wins that is going to be a big determining factor in this game. And then it's the 4 spot, right? Can David Milkovic chase Alex Karaban around all those screens and all that action and keep him from getting open looks? And not just the open threes. It's like you get to the curl and he's got that little drop-off pass to Terrace. Like, you got to be able to keep Alex Karaban in check off of those screens when being guarded by a 4, or at the very least, win that battle at the other end. For every 2 you give up, you got to get 2 in an and 1 or something. You know what I mean? Like, the 4 spot and the point guard spot are going to be the 2 things that determine this game.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right in that assessment. All right, so what are we wagering on? What is it? We got to do a shot of something absolutely disgusting. Got to do a shot of hot sauce live on the air. You can come back, and we'll do it on camera for the folks. If my Illini falls, UConn gets a victory, I'll take the shot, and conversely, you'll do the same. So what is it?
I think it is a what is your favorite tequila?
Oh, Clase Azul. If you want to go crazy.
Boom. Done. That's what it is. It's 2 of those. You in?
Oh, okay. All right. Game. All right. That's simple as that. We're going to play for a bottle of Clase Azul.
Perfect.
If my team wins, you purchase a bottle. Your team wins, I will purchase a bottle for your beloved UConn Huskies. All right, one more question, and I'm going to hand it back to Pat.
We got to drink it together, though. We got to crack it together. Like, that's also part of the rule.
Oh, yeah, we'll crack it together. I mean, twist my arm, man. I'm in 100%. All right, college basketball complimentary players are oftentimes the unsung heroes of story championship runs, as you well know. Among Arizona, Michigan, UConn, and Illinois, which team do you believe has the best support staff?
I think it's Arizona, because I don't think that there is a superstar player. The Big 12 player of the year is Jaden Bradley. And if you go down the list of like who you're the most scared of on that roster, it's, keeping Braden Bergs in check and transition. It's what are we going to do with Koa Pete when he kind of gets to that left shoulder and gets to the paint and gets that little 12-foot pull-up. It's what in the hell are we going to do defensively with Mateus Krivas in there in the paint, just a mountain, just blocking out the sun, everything around the rim. It's how do you score on Ivan Karchenkov, who's going to be guarding Yaxel Lendenberg. And then, by the way, you also have the Big 12 player of the year at the point. Like the supporting cast on that team. And the thing about it is you hear this cliche a lot, right? Like, we don't care who the leading scorer is. We don't care who gets the shine. We don't care who gets all the publicity. They legitimately don't. Like, Jaden Bradley will just go and set the table for everybody else. And then when it's winning time, he's like, guys, I got this. Don't sweat it. You don't have to worry about it. Don't stress yourself out too much. Go relax. I'm going to go hit this little game winner here against Houston. I'm going to go send us to the Big 12 title game. You guys don't have to worry about a thing. I got it covered. I think it's Arizona, personally.
It's a good answer. We're talking about Rob Dauster here on BetMGM tonight on Westwood One Sports. He's Brad Evans. I'm Pat Boyle. And Rob is the co-founder of the Field of 68. Find him on Twitter at Rob Dauster. Let's hit this second game in depth for both teams here. You mentioned Arizona. They're going against Michigan, 2 1-seed juggernauts who have elite size, scoring options, depth, and rebounding, just about everything. Yeah, as you mentioned on Arizona's side. I said yesterday, Rob, this is the de facto national title game, in my opinion. And whoever wins the contest wins the title. So no disrespect to Brad's Illini or your UConn Huskies. Do you agree with my sentiment that this is the pseudo-national championship game? And what's the difference maker in this game with two teams that are so evenly matched?
Hold on. I'm just bringing this up on YouTube. Hold on. Screen record. All right. Save. All right, yeah. I just sent that to both the UConn and the Illinois staff to let them know that they are disrespecting you guys on this. No, I tend to agree. I think the two best teams in college basketball are Arizona and Michigan. I thought Duke was probably the best team when they were healthy. They weren't the same team once Gongba went down and once Caleb Foster's injury kind of really limited him. But I think those are the two best teams in the sport right now in this moment. To me, what's fascinating about it is Arizona, like there's no team in the country that tries to get twos more than Arizona does. They want to get to the front of the rim. They want to score in the paint. It's like completely opposite of analytics, right? They love 8-foot jump shots where they can try and go get an offensive rebound, right? They play the possession game better than just about anybody this side of Michigan. And so much of what they do is just they're battering rams. In transition, they're trying to get to the rim. In the half court, they're trying to get to the rim. They're trying to throw it into the post. They're trying to get Koa Pete, like curl into that little 8-foot pull-up. And Michigan is the best 2-point percentage defense in college basketball. They're the best rim protection team that we have. And that battle, who ends up winning that, I think will determine who wins this game. And I tend to lean towards the side of the defense in a situation like that. But the problem is, I think that Ivan Karchenkov is like the one guy in college basketball that's built to slow down Yaxel Lindenberg because he's got the size, because he's strong enough, because he's got the length, because he's mobile. So there's everything about that matchup is fascinating. I want it to be played. Like, can we get a 3-game series? What do we have to do? How many Clase Azules do I have to buy Dan Gavitt to turn this into a 3-game series?
You got to buy an entire case, man. We're going to drink the entire case in one sitting, possibly. And that'll be a wrap on life if we do. But it's delicious. Dauster, last question for me. Rumors continue to swirl about Tommy Lloyd possibly jumping ship from Arizona to North Carolina. Are you buying or selling Lloyd leaving Tucson? And hypothetically, if the Arizona job were to open up, who do you see him at the top of the wish list?
Oh, man. So gun to head, I think he probably ends up coming back because I think that they probably end up winning the national title. And I don't know how you can leave after you win a national. I just don't think that he would do that. Maybe if they lose to Michigan, then you could see him leaving. But I know that there's some bitterness between him and the AD. I know it's North Carolina. You got this thing rolling the way he's got it rolling. I just can't see it happening. And if he doesn't get it, I still think you go after Mark Byington. Dusty May's not going to take it. TJ Altenberger's not going to take it. I would be very surprised if Billy Donovan, after a public courtship of Tommy Lloyd, which I assume is going to be what happens after whenever this tournament is done with Arizona, I don't think Billy Donovan wants to be your second guy. Like, if you're not making him be the priority, he's just going to go cash the $10 million a year he's making with the Bulls to lose. They're paying him $10 million a year and want to lose. That sounds like the greatest job ever. I could do that, right? And I think it goes to Mark Byington because Mark Byington's buyout, he got that new contract, but from what I believe Goodman reported this, the buyout's not all that different than what it was prior to signing the extension. So I think Byington would make a lot of sense there, especially if he can bring Tyler Tanner with him. I think that'd be imagine Tyler Tanner and Henry Vasar playing together. Woo, buddy.
Right.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah. No
Well,
doubt.
that would be awesome. That would be electric stuff. We're talking about Rob Dauster here on BetMGM tonight for another 2-3 minutes or so. He's the co-founder of the Field of 68. Rob, plenty of NBA draft picks this weekend in Indy. Keaton Vogler, Braylon Mullins, Koa Pete, Monty Krivas, Axel Lendeborg, Ademar, just to name a few. Forget about how their games will translate to the next level for now, because we could debate who might be the best NBA player out of these guys. I want to know who you think is the best player in Indy this weekend. If these four teams were all in the action at once, who is the best player on the floor this weekend?
I think that so far in this tournament, Terrace Reed has been the best player, right? He had 31 and 27 in a game. He was the best player on the floor when the National Player of the Year had 27, 8, and 4. He defended the National Player of the Year. And I think he's been the best player in this tournament. If I had to start a team with somebody, I probably would go Keaton Vogler, just because I think you want the point guard. Like, that's where you start when it comes to building a team, right? If you're going to win a championship, you need great point guard play. But to me, the best player like in college basketball this year, when it comes to how it translates to the NBA and how much of an impact he's going to have day one, might just be Axel. Like, that dude he's an NBA starter right now, like an above average rotation player that's just still playing college basketball. He's 24 years old. This is his sixth year in college. His first year in college was 2020. He played in the 2021 season at a JUCO in Arizona. Shout out to Pensacola, New Jersey, by the way. That's right down the road. He played 11 games his senior year in high school. I think it's the Axel. Like, the threes he makes, the passes he makes, playing in transition. He's guarding your point guard 94 feet, and he's 6'9", 240. Like, what are we watching? What is that? Who is that? Is that an alien? Like, that's not normal. He's 6'9", 240. Think about it. Terrace Reed is 6'10", 255. Axel Lendeborg is 6'9", 240. He's guarding point guards 94 feet. What are we talking about? What is that?
Yeah, and then finally, last one here, bonus question. This is from Brad. You guys will be in Indy this weekend, so you've been to plenty of Final Fours. Rob, where does Indianapolis rank in Final Four cities, in your opinion?
Number 1.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Number 1. It's the best one. The weather's not the best. Like, Phoenix obviously has the best weather. New Orleans is like, if you're there for the party, like, it's New Orleans. Obviously, New Orleans is the best party city. But when you get to Indianapolis, like, you take the Uber and you get to your hotel, if you're staying downtown, you never have to get in a car again. You just walk everywhere. And even if it's 30 degrees, you got those like tunnels and those bridges and all that. You don't even have to go outside. And all the bars and all the restaurants and all the hotels and Lucas Oil Stadium and Gainbridge, like, everything is right there. And nothing is more than like a 10-minute walk away. And when you have a Final Four like this, where it's going to be so orange there. Like, I'm going to be so sick of that color. Like, I like that color. I want to be clear. I'm a huge fan of Illinois fans. I'm going to be so sick of seeing that orange everywhere on Thursday and Friday and Saturday that I'll be glad when everybody goes home sad on Sunday afternoon, Brad. But I will say that when you have a final, like, Michigan's going to have a ton of people here. This is the first Final Four for Arizona in 25 years. They're going to show out. Like, the team that's won 6 national titles and 2 of the last 3 is probably going to have the smallest portion of the fan base represented, just because, like, they've seen something. Like, you spend all your money to go to San Antonio or to go to Phoenix to see it, and you spend all the money to be able to go to Houston to see it. Like, I think that we're going to see a lot of these fan bases there, and I think it's going to be insane downtown. I can't wait. Like, at the start of the tournament, and Brad heard me say this, I said the perfect Final Four for me when it comes to, like, the environment that you could get would be Arizona, Michigan, Illinois, and one of Duke or UConn. And that's exactly what we got.
Oh, beauty.
It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to soak up every second of it. Rob, we appreciate it, brother. Enjoy it. Hopefully we're chatting with you next week. And hopefully, for you or Brad's sake, we're talking about one of your guys' teams cutting down the nets and winning the whole damn thing. We appreciate your time, brother. Enjoy Indianapolis this weekend. Go Huskies. I'll be rooting for UConn, even though I did.
Yeah, look at that. We even got your co-host, Brad. We even got your co-host.
I
was
picked
going to say
Arizona to win it.
Caleb, but I'm bitter right now. I'm extremely bitter. Thanks, Boyle.
Well, I picked Arizona to win it, but if I have to pick a side, I'm a Big East apologist. You know that.
Yeah.
I got to root for Hurley, even though he's a psycho and nearly got himself teed up in the final second of a game after they hit a logo 3. Oh my God. Oh, real quick, Dauster, really quickly, if you're still with us here, what did you think of that? Dan Hurley basically headbutting the referee after Mullins' three. Were you worried he might get teed up?
Him and Roger Ayers, like they have a relationship that's
bingo.
It's like me and Brad. Like it's there's things that conversations that happen that probably crossed the line there. And I think what happened was he saw him and he was fired up about it, and he thought Roger was going to come in and like say something to him because you saw him kind of lean in and it was loud in the building then. And then Roger just kind of like moved his head, and then once he like accidentally hit heads, Hurley just kind of stared at him, was like, "Yeah, man, we won," and then walked off. I bet, like in Dan Hurley's heart of hearts, he doesn't remember that happening. I bet he is blacked out then. I bet that is like a surge of adrenaline, and he has no idea what was going on in that moment. That's what I think.
Yeah. You're probably right. All right, Rob, we'll let you get out of here, brother. Feel better. Rest up for Indy. It's going to be a hell of a weekend, man.
I'll do what I can, guys. I'll do what I can. Appreciate you, Brad. Be seeing you, man.
I'm going to see you soon. First round of Class A Azul on me.